Hello, I hope you are doing very well. Welcome to The Wounding of Dorn. My channel is going to be a place for me to share some of my experiences and some of the things that I've learned from a place of subjectivity. And what I'm sharing are anecdotes, as in these things may be true for me. They are subject to change, and I encourage you to take everything I say with a grain of salt. Consider your own experience first and see what applies for you. Meanwhile, I might associate with certain populations. I do not speak on behalf of anyone. I am speaking entirely on behalf of myself. All of this should go without saying, but I feel it is necessary to make this clear. Maybe more so from a point of self-awareness, A, and B, to just stay as honest as possible. I'm learning every day. So, what can you expect from this channel? This is my first video, and in effect, I'm speaking from my experience as a human being, 22 years old, moving through the process of healing. Some aspects of my identity in terms of like what I've been through, not necessarily who I am intrinsically, but just what I've been through. What's relevant to this end is that I survived sexual abuse as a child. Grooming, molestation, and sexual assault. And I'm, as a 22-year-old now, I believe after 10 years since the last time that I was physically abused by my stepfather, I am really starting to get into the healing process. And this has been a very long process. I've been wrestling with this for a long time, and this channel for me is one way that I can speak freely, solidify some of my experiences in a video that like I'm sharing with you, the viewer. I'm sharing out to the world, and so I'm able to express my experiences rather than holding them inside or just ruminating about them. I think what's brought up a lot of feelings for me personally is speaking about some of my experiences to other people. Not even particularly specifics, but just talking about things generally has brought up a lot of emotions for me. So I'm hoping to process some of my experiences by talking them through here. Ideally, I'm hoping to keep my videos relatively short. I want to keep them under 10 minutes. I'm open to making exceptions to that, depending on what I'm speaking about. But I intend to keep them under 10 minutes. I hope to keep them relegated to specific topics. The time limit that I'm setting will help motivate me to stay specific and to choose my words carefully. So, a little bit about myself. I'm 22 years old. I'm a male. I'm of mixed descent. My mother's Filipino. My dad is Canadian. Before then, I believe his family comes from maybe England. I am an artistically inclined individual. I have been since childhood. I love drawing, and I love writing stories, creating games. I've got a mind that is that desires to create. I have developed a very deep imagination. Sometimes I get lost in it. I'm a big advocate for empathy and consideration of other people and patience. I'm currently in school for social service work. One thing that I would like to do when I'm older is be a psychotherapist. I would love to work with clients individually. I'm taking my time now to talk about some of the positives, some of the things that I associate as more closely related to me, rather than spiraling into the whole trauma thing. I'll get there. I just want to keep this video more general. I don't want you as the viewer to get the impression that I am one-sided or wholly consumed by my trauma. It's an aspect of my identity. And it's also, I'm making a big point of talking about my positives and what interests me for also my own narrative, to keep it positive. I was diagnosed with autism in 2006, 2007, when I was 3 or 4 years old, I believe. I was born in 2003. I love playing music. I love writing music. I love singing. That's a big outlet for me. Addiction as a concept and as an experience has been a big part of my story. I've battled with sex addiction for a long time, and I want to exercise that, not as a addiction in the sense that I'm, you know what, I'll speak frankly. I've struggled with sex addiction for a long time. This is an aspect of my identity, my story. But I've struggled with sex addiction, pornography, masturbation for a long time. I think that's a big part of how I process my sexual trauma in childhood. Pornography and masturbation was kind of a fantasy that I could escape into when things were really, really hard. And that's a behavior that I started very, very young. And it came off the heels of very early exposure to pornography and sexual abuse, which was normalized. And I'm going to create more videos talking about these specific aspects, but generally it's like I've dealt with like sex addiction, and that's still more so something prevalent. I still watch pornography, even though I feel it doesn't serve me. I've struggled with substance use, which on one hand was an excellent escape and served a purpose, but ended up causing my life a lot of harm, additional harm. It went from a solution to secondarily a problem that created additional symptoms that made my life harder. I dealt with a lot of social isolation, poor self-care habits. I felt lost for a very long time. I felt very depressed as well, and that's something that I was kind of numbing. I was numbing with addiction, numbing with sex, numbing with pornography, numbing with drugs. I deal with a lot of dissociation, feeling like the world isn't real or I'm not real, even though that I know for a fact it is. This is something that I'm coming to terms with more recently. For a long time, I just felt very delusional, very confused. Self-awareness. I'm not ending on a very high note, and this is kind of all over the place a little bit. But thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I hope that these anecdotes might do something for you, or you're able to take something away from this. Thank you.